Welcome back to the Pitlane Pals podcast. We are very late to reviewing Austin. I feel like late in me and these saying late in these intros is a common theme. But life gets in the way, and unfortunately, we're not making a living off of doing this. So I have other things to do. I actually have to go work and shit. Not a fan of that. But keep following us on TikTok, and maybe that'll change. I'm just kidding. I no, but in all seriousness, we are a little late to reviewing Austin, and I am excited to finally be able to talk about it. Today is Thursday, October 24th, and Austin was won by none other than Charles Leclerc, followed by Carlos Sainz, and then Max Verstappen. Well, first of all, I want to give my props to Charles Leclerc and Ferrari. They drove an amazing race. Honestly, that came out of nowhere. I didn't expect that at all because Max won the sprint, looked dominant there. Lando had a great qualifying, looked good there. And Ferrari came out of nowhere and dominated the United States Grand Prix. So props to them there. But Max Verstappen finishing P3. I know you probably specifically, we've talked about this a little bit, have something you really want to say about that, and I'm interested to see where your stance and how heated you're going to get over this.
Whew. Okay. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. I will say this first. As you already said, props to Ferrari. Incredible race. 100% perfect decisions. Chef's kiss. No question.
I agree.
And P3 went to Max Verstappen in a very, very dramatic manner, I would like to say. Decided by a 5-second penalty for Norris after a very, very controversial overtake from Norris. And I feel like F1 community is kind of split in this topic because I've seen plenty of videos calling FIA out, saying this should have not been a penalty. What are you guys doing? This is ridiculous. And then there's the other half of the Verstappen fans saying Norris is crying and stuff like that. I think to explain the whole scenario, what actually happened, you have to kind of split it into two. Because there are two aspects which led to this penalty. First of all, in general, when it's an overtake around the outside, it's always measured by who's first at the apex. And in our case, with Norris and Max was first at the apex. Even though Norris was in front, Max came first to the apex. So theoretically, it's his corner. What I think about that regulation is, I'll say that in a second because I think it's actually pretty ridiculous. Either way, it's his corner, right? And then afterwards, because Norris was in front and Max wanted to be first at the apex because he knows it would be his corner if he is, he absolutely sent it down the inside and basically was not able to make the corner. Norris stuck around on the outside. And this is where we go into the second part. Norris overtook Verstappen off track. And in the regulations, you can't do that. You don't overtake off track. There's it's no discussion, nothing. Overtake off track is a penalty. And in this case, that's exactly what happened. Norris got 5 seconds for overtaking off track, for gaining an advantage off track, and I will say this, the penalty in that sense was deserved since the overtake was off track. But, and now we'll get into the whole spicy part of this. The regulations are to a point not completed because stating that the corner is yours purely because you make it first to the apex doesn't make as much sense. Because as we've seen with Verstappen, he's just going to send it down the inside. Verstappen was not making that corner. No way.
No, true.
No way. But he knew if I'm first at the apex, he can't overtake me on the outside. And they were both too quick for a switchback. So he knew, okay, if Norris overtakes me, he either gets a penalty or he gets told to let him by. And that's where the regulations are just kind of like, there should be a clause for this Because sure, he was in front of the apex, but at the same time, they drove each other off. Like, Norris couldn't go anywhere, and he was quicker. He was going to be making the pass, but since the regulations only state be ahead on the apex and overtake off track is illegal, the penalty does make sense. But also, moving forward, I'm sorry, mate. I'm really talking
letting
a lot.
you have it.
You can
This is
tell
why
I'm very
this is
emotional.
why I led with you opening with this, because I knew you wanted to get it off your chest. So I'm letting you rant. I'm like a therapist right now. I'm just listening.
Thank you, mate. You're being a perfect therapist right now. Max does this a lot. And it's at an unhealthy amount almost. Because Max is very known for, if someone's overtaking him, he's going to be driving that guy off the track. We've seen it with Lewis so many times. We've seen it pretty much every single race. It happened in T1 with Lando. But the issue is, Max knows the rules. Max knows exactly if he's ahead of the apex, pushing the other car off doesn't matter. It simply doesn't. And he's not going to be penalized for it. So it's just like, it's something you should work on for the future. It's something where the regulation should be clearer. But at the same time, all the world champions have gotten the world championship because they were driving a little bit dirty. So it's just something, it's a grey zone in F1. It's something, in my opinion, which should be worked on, because I'm just a big fan of clean racing. But currently, what happened is still considered as clean for the FIA. And as McLaren said, as Andrea Stella said, the chapter is closed now. They don't think the penalty is right. Also because it happened in other instances where the FIA wasn't so consistent with it, especially like the George Russell situation, or Oscar Piastri and Esteban Ocon on Saturday, where there was a penalty given even though the roles were completely reversed. It's inconsistent. It's a difficult topic, but it happened the way it did. The race is over. They're not going to change it. We're moving on to Mexico.
So, I agree with pretty much everything you said. Because again, there really is nothing we can do to change what was done, and like, because again, it's not like McLaren can go out and like argue against it, because it's not really the wrong implementation of the rules. It's just the rules need to be modified. However, the FIA is very stingy in their ways, and they don't like to do that for the masses. They like to keep things, unfortunately, the way they are. And it's weird. It's weird. I don't. It's an iffy topic, because I'm not saying that the call was wrong, and I'm not trying to be one of those people that are just like, oh man, this is bullshit. Lando should have won that race. Like, I'm not that heated about it, because at the end of the day, it happened the way it happened. I just think logically that rule makes no sense the way it's implemented, because again, how is one supposed to ever overtake if they can't be on track to do it, and then you're going to get mad at them for doing it off track? Like, it's such a tricky territory. And of course, McLaren's saying what they're saying, and Red Bull's going to say what they're saying, and then, you know, Red Bull's going to go, nope, that makes sense, and McLaren's going to go, no, it doesn't, and that's all it's ever going to be. But Toto Wolff did chime in on the matter, and I thought that was interesting, and said, it's completely odd and bizarre. I think we know why, but you can't say that on television. And I think that's
spicy.
Really funny. And people's first initial response to it was funny, because their initial response was just, Toto, don't you have other things to worry about? And it's like, this isn't your fight, Toto. How are you involving yourself in this? Which I do kind of agree with a little bit. Like, yeah, sure, but it is obviously the main.
I guess I think it's.
But he's not wrong.
I think it's some. He's not wrong, but it's just some sourness also overlapping from what happened with Hamilton, Verstappen in 2021.
That, and also getting rejected by Max several times to come join Mercedes.
Do you think so? Do you think it matters that much? Salty.
He sent like. Didn't Mercedes send like offer after offer at Max Verstappen, and he just kept saying no?
I think weren't those rumors though?
Yeah, but they were pretty like strong. I mean, it's hard to say. I'm not there. I'm not in the paddock. I'm just a man on his ass.
Pro's not in the paddock.
Just a man on his ass discussing what I'm hearing, and that's what I was hearing through the grapevine. But no, I do agree with you overall, and honestly, you took most of what I was gonna say anyways out of my mouth. No. I was gonna let you have that one. It's frustrating to see stuff like that happen, especially when fundamentally it's an important race in the championship, and again, the point differential still just sits at like 57, like it has for in that range for quite a while now, and there's been not a lot of progress made. Luckily, there was damage limitation. Could have been worse, but you could keep saying that until we're out of races. So, I mean, there's 5 races left now. Lando would need to cover a 57-point gap in 5 races' time. That looks a little less likely every weekend that passes. And I just don't know. It'll be interesting to see where it goes. But now Charles Leclerc is going to start taking points off of him too, because apparently they're winning races again. Don't know where that comes from, but they do. But again, I will say overall, I'm still just appreciative that this year has been entertaining, because last year kind of sucked.
Yeah.
Unless you just really, I mean, I can appreciate the domination. Like, I wasn't like, oh, Max Verstappen sucks, this is ruining the sport. But I appreciate the domination. I can respect the work and the talent that took. It was not fun to watch on television, and I'm glad we are actually having at least some sort of discussion, whether it's favorable for me or not in this situation where whoever I want to win the race, I'm happy that it's happening. I'm happy that it's entertaining. And we don't know who's going to win every weekend, and that's fun. That's fun.
Very true. Very true. We're very much we're having a great F1 life right now.
I agree.
I'd say we should be very happy with what we have.
Yeah.
This could have also been just another dominating season, but it's been very interesting. It's been a lot of change-ups, a lot of different winners as well. But I mean, there's always stuff to talk about.
Of course.
So,
it's also interesting that Liam Lawson beat Yuki Tsunoda in his debut race. And I don't really want to talk about it.
and we got to talk about it when we do the predictions, because you already know I predicted that.
Okay, but you just like flipped what I said.
No, I was gonna say that. I literally wanted to say that Liam Lawson is gonna outqualify and outperform him, and he didn't outqualify him. So at the same time, it doesn't really count.
I
But
thought,
it's
yeah, that
like,
doesn't count.
You already know my boy Liam did
He
well.
did well. He can have this one.
Did he?
He can have this one.
Sure.
Yuki sugar. I've defended you to the moon. You cannot mess this up for me. I cannot be embarrassed like this any longer. But we'll see. I mean, again, I'm not against Liam. I would like to see them both be successful, but I do think Yuki's been there for so long. I want that man to just get one shot at Red Bull. Just one. Just one. Just one.
I don't know. I feel like it kind of could mess with his career.
Why you're just a Yuki Tsunoda hater?
It's just like this is gonna sound so like two-sided, because I do like Norris a lot, but what I really can't take is Yuki on the radio. It's just every single time. It's
a little funny though. He's got character.
Dude.
He's got character. Let a man get
It's
angry.
I
He's
just
a
feel
human.
bad for the mechanic.
He's a human.
Yeah, he's a human being, but you didn't have to scream at your mechanic all the
No,
time.
I know. But the mechanic would probably quit if it was that big of a deal.
He just got a new one, mate. The mechanic did quit.
Did the mechanic quit, or did Yuki get rid of the mechanic? Which way was that? Do you know?
I think he's still alive. Or what do you mean?
You think he's not alive?
No, because you said if Yuki got rid of him.
Well, I meant, like, do you think Yuki like fired him?
I don't think, first of all, Yuki has the power to fire the guy.
Well, no, it's his own
Second of
personal
all, I think
race
it was his
engineer,
own
no?
decision. Is that the way that works? I don't think so. Recently, not too recent enough, but like, not too long ago, Will something Lando's race engineer also quit, and it was his own decision. I don't think the race engineer is someone that comes in when you join the
No.
team.
The engineers are their own personal The people they talk to on the radio are their own personal, like they work for them. Well, I mean they
work
I mean,
work
they
for
work
the
for
company,
the
you know.
team. Yes, but the race engineer follows the driver. That's why you always see like drivers keep their same race engineers no matter where they go. Like
Is that
it's the
actually the
driver's
case?
engineer, not the team's.
Okay. Okay, I didn't actually know that.
It yeah, well it's like, you know, they're buddies, they're pals. I mean, I'm sure it's like honestly there's probably some business stuff that goes on there that like is a little different depending on each driver and situation. But like I'm pretty sure if Yuki was like, I don't like my race engineer, then he could get rid of his race engineer. Like it's not like he's talking to him like
I guess.
it's not like he's just talking to one of the people the team wants. It's his race engineer. It's the person who's there to update Yuki specifically. So do you think Franco Colapinto is gonna beat Alex
Ooh.
Albon for the rest of the year?
Harsh topic. Funny topic. It's like, okay, Albon has gotten a lot of praise, right? Albon has been really, really quick at Williams. And it's always been like, Albon received so much praise for where he gets at Williams. He's just been really, really successful with the car. He feels perfect with the car. And now your buddy Logan's out. Franco Colapinto comes in. And he consistently outscores Albon until now.
Yeah.
So it's like, all right, in which world are we talking? Was Albon actually always this good, or was Logan just always this bad? I think that there's a big possibility that this will actually happen, and that Franco Colapinto. What are you doing,
Sorry. I'm trying. I was gonna let you keep talking, but my computer's gonna die.
Production team's having some issues right now. Oh, he's gone. He's gone.
Sorry.
Oh, he's back. Jesus, dude. What the fuck? All right. One man podcast. We have lost Caden, so it's just me. Yeah, Franco Colapinto has been doing really, really well. And yeah, I've taken over the podcast, mate. It's all me now. So we actually might see that for the rest of the season, Franco's going to be consistently outscoring Alex, and this might even lead to Albon being worse on track, because I remember in his Red Bull days, he talked a lot about how mentally draining it was to be outperformed by Verstappen as much as he was, and I mean he still did better than Perez has been doing this year. He did better than Pierre Gasly, and there was like some consistency there. But just all this pressure that now was kind of away because Logan Sargent was gone. Logan Sargent was there, but like he was always P19, P20. Albon was kind of just like, he was just seen as the perfect and amazing driver that he is. And now it's just all coming back as a wave, because now it's like, oof, what if he's just actually not that great? And it's just been the bad teammate. What's your opinion on this, mate?
I think I'm kind of on the same page. We're very in agreement this episode.
That's crazy.
I wish I could like argue with you about something, but
what the fuck? That's so crazy.
well,
Why?
because it's more entertainment. We could be like, well, no, I think, and you think, and I think, you know. But no, we're just both thinking about the same shit. What happens though in a world where Franco Colapinto ends the season with more points than Alex Albon?
What do you expect to happen?
Do I
feel
think
like at
that's
the
going to
same
happen?
time,
Not necessarily. It's very difficult. He has only 5 points and Alex Albon has 12. But if it does happen, what does Williams do in that situation? What do they do?
I don't think not much. Albon's signed for next year, right? They've got signs coming in.
You can bring a damn contract.
They've got signs coming in. I don't think they're going to be kicking out Albon because Colapinto's been
But
doing
if,
well
but
for
if,
the
but
past
no,
few
no,
races.
no. But if he finishes the season with more points, if he ends the 2024 Formula One season with more than 12 points that Alex Albon has, what do they do?
Can I remind you of something? Do you know how long they took to kick out your old
Hey.
buddy Logan?
Hey.
They took quite a while.
Hey.
And I don't think that there's gonna even be a talk about Albon potentially losing his seat, even if Colapinto performs better than him.
But
because I think now we're at like a point where like it's being appreciated, and they love the fact that both are doing well, and they probably would love to see Colapinto on the grid next year. If not 2 years, Colapinto is going to be joining Williams probably, maybe even a better team. But I think right now it's like, okay, we've got two great drivers. We're going to be trying to end the season on a high. We're going to try to get some more positions. We're going to try to win the race against Haas.
Yeah, they're tied.
I don't know
They're
who they're
tied.
fighting against. They're tied. Okay. Yeah. We're going to try to win the race against Haas. And that's it. I think, honestly, I think like driver-wise, next year's
Sorry,
set
they're
up.
not tied anymore. They were tied at the sprint. Now they're 36 and 38. But still.
Okay.
Point stands. Oh wait, no. I'm sorry. I'm stupid. I'm a moron.
Wasn't that V-carb?
That would be V-carb. I'm so sorry. Williams is fighting,
Jesus.
if anybody, Alpine.
Oh my god, yeah, Alpine is that bad
They
this
have
season.
13 points.
Jesus, yeah, true. 13
points.
Start driving, will
13 points. But yeah, no. I don't think they ever would consider getting rid of Albon, but that question has to present itself a little bit the moment that if Colapinto finishes with more points. I'm not just talking he outperforms him for the final race. I'm talking he raced under half the races that Albon did, and finished with more points than Albon. There has to be a discussion. That's not just outperforming. That is smoking. That is burying the career of Alex Albon, arguably. You have a rookie.
I'm gonna be real with you here. Albon has 13 points. Okay, 12. Either way.
I don't think it's gonna happen, but if it does,
the Williams isn't quick enough. Even if Colapinto finishes in the points.
But if it does, that's all I'm saying. It's a big hypothetical.
Okay. If it does, if it's gonna be, I don't know what, Colapinto pole position in Mexico, and he's gonna win it from lap
like that.
1.
There's 5 races left. He
could
finish.
I know.
Like,
but
just really good one race, and then decent the rest.
I don't think there's gonna be any change, because the only way he's gonna be able to do this now, the same to the season, will be with like a massive pileup. We're talking, I don't know, Max Verstappen crashed with like Charles Leclerc, and they took out Sainz and Piastri on the way. That way, Colapinto would be able to get these points, but naturally, just purely of pace, ain't happening, pal.
I think you're pessimistic about the situation. I think it's more possible than you think it is. But
Jesus.
Regardless, I feel stupid for ever having preached Logan Sargent to keep his seat.
You're kind of lucky that we started this podcast so late,
because I would have been
because I know
on
because
that
I
shit.
know you've been on this Logan Sargent train for a while.
On that shit. No, I lost it at the beginning of this year, or when he was sucking again. I just wanted him to get one more season. I just said two seasons. That was all we needed. I said my logic was if Mick Schumacher get 2 seasons, so can Logan Sargent. And
sure,
he did, and he sucked again, and that's fine. I have no argument against it. But I maybe wish that we gave Franco Colapinto a seat sooner because Jesus Christ, he's fucking quick. He's quick. He's very quick.
He needs a seat, honestly. That guy is like, he's a rocket. I mean, we're talking about like, is it Piastri caliber? Because he came in and he delivered instantly.
I'm hesitant to say that.
Same, but I feel like I'm more hesitant because we don't know how good he actually is because he's currently in Williams.
No, that's why I'm hesitant for sure. I just don't know how to address that. I don't know which way to swing on that boat.
Left you bamboozled,
Yeah,
did I?
I don't know. I will say.
I wanted. Can I add one more thing to Colapinto? Because it's the funniest thing I've heard in a while. How after the race, he was talking about how his fastest lap got stolen by the Frenchman, and how that made him very sad. And it's like it's something we talked about before, because the point behind it isn't like, God, like sure you can get out and get the fastest lap in 14th and not get a point, so anybody in the top 10 can't get one extra point. But at the same time, it's 1 point. Either way, for those who don't know, Franco Colapinto had the fastest lap towards the end of the US GP, Austin GP, and he would have gotten it if the Frenchman of, I think it was Ocon,
I think
wouldn't
so.
have gone into the softs, pulled out all the horsepower of his race car, and send it across the lap to steal his fast lap from him.
Was that?
And that
at the end of the race?
That made him very sad. I think it was Ocon. Towards the end, no?
No, but I meant like, I thought that might have been the sprint. Hold on, checking with the production team right now.
No, this happened. Check with the production team. I'm gonna fill in the blanks here. I think this happened in the full race, I believe, and I think Franco Colapinto had the fast lap for a while, because I remember seeing Norris getting the fast lap, thinking to myself, okay, this is great, and then all of a sudden Franco Colapinto takes it. Was like, what the hell?
I think what's throwing me off right now is the fact that we're talking about this race so late that it's making me feel like that was a long time ago. But no, that was after the Austin race. Franco Colapinto's funny. He's a funny guy. I've seen a few funny interviews with him. I also want to mention that I think we need to have a discussion about our treatment of rookies, and I'm guilty. I've been again. I was just saying the 2-year thing. Maybe that's not the thing, because Franco Colapinto is kind of proving everybody that maybe rookies are just bad when they're bad and they don't need time.
Very difficult thing to.
We always say that there was somebody who was rushed into F1. We say that about Logan Sargent. We said that about like rookies over time is.
We're gonna say that about Kimi Antonelli.
We're probably gonna say about Kimi Antonelli.
Franco Colapinto though
came in,
he had
no expectations, and cooked.
I'm just saying. There are more layers to this than just being able to drive well, because Formula 2 going to Formula 1 is very different. Even though you're very famous when you're in F2, no question. You've got hundreds of thousands of followers for sure. It's a very, very big racing league. But F1 is different.
Oh, of course.
All of a sudden the cameras are on you and people actually care. Not that they don't care in F2, but you know what I'm saying. It's a different kind of caring. And especially as Lando Norris came in, he struggled a lot with his mental health. And that could be something where a lot of drivers come into F1 and then are just like overwhelmed with everything going on. And every single move they do on track is going to be judged instantly. And then they need their time to get comfortable with it.
Yeah, but like...
So...
But we've done the giving time experiment quite a few times.
I'm saying one season, that's it.
That's fair. I can get behind that now. I used to not be able to get behind that, but I can get behind it now. I said I wanted Joe Guan Yu to get more time. That hasn't worked out. I wanted Logan Sargent to get more time. That hasn't worked out. Mick Schumacher, I don't think needs any more time. I think he had his time, but he's probably gonna get it. He's a Schumacher, so whatever.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna give too much pushback on that because it's the inevitable probably. But I think he had his time, and I think if Sauber has any brain cells, Audi over there, they should look at Franco Colapinto as a candidate.
I just don't think that it's gonna be as important as having a second German driver.
But they got one. They got one. Live with it. You got one.
And it's sad. It's sad. I agree with you.
But
as Audi coming in as a German team, wanting 2 German drivers, that's the perfect thing.
Okay, but
no, honestly,
I know
it's just it's picture perfect. It's perfect for the sponsors.
But then again, Ferrari's very proudly Italian. They rarely have Italians drive for them.
Yes, but if they do, it's amazing.
I was shocked to see that Ferrari was not pursuing Kimi Antonelli as a part of getting them a part of their driver program when he was coming up. I don't understand why that didn't do that, because I thought you have one of the hottest prospects in a long time coming into the sport, probably since Max Verstappen. And he's Italian, and you're not going to add him to the Ferrari driver program, and you're going to let him go to Mercedes, go to the Brits, essentially. I know they're German, but essentially the Brits. It's a little shocking.
You know what Ferrari's like for me sometimes? It's like the old grandpa that's just a little behind with everything.
Yeah, they're stuck to their ways.
It's a very... it sounds stupid to say, but it's a very classic team. It's the kind of team that rather would get a driver that's already proven he's well before ever getting a rookie up.
But you'd think at least they'd bring him up through their program so that he could go to Haas for a bit, because they've done, they have connections there. Or even, I guess they used to do Alfa Romeo, but now that's going to be, so that wouldn't work anymore. But still, you would think they'd at least want him a part of their program, but whatever. Regardless, I only say that because there is teams with national pride that put that aside, and I kind of hope Audi does it. And I'm not saying that I don't think it'd be cool, but you guys got a German on the team already. You don't need to, especially when Mick...
Bro, don't say you guys, only because I'm German. Hold up a second.
I'm assuming it's because didn't you tell me, actively, I think during a podcast, actually, that the German media really wants Mick Schumacher to get this seat. So
true.
I know it's not your opinion, maybe necessarily, but you are German. It's like you saying, "You damn Americans and your hot dogs," or some shit. I rarely eat fucking hot dogs. It's just but it's like something that you would say. I'm just saying. We're not gonna get into a don't try and cancel me on the podcast right now. don't try and cancel me for addressing you as the German that you are. And that's not a bad thing. It's probably better than being American. Okay. But Mick Schumacher does not need a seat. I know you don't disagree, I guess, but still.
Yeah.
I really hope they can be like, well, clearly Franco Colapinto is the better option here, and put that aside for a second, because he clearly is the better option. And maybe he'll suck the final 5 races and I'll look stupid, but I don't know. I'm very high on Franco Colapinto right now. Wrapping up a little bit, our predictions from last weekend. Holy shit.
You got cooked. Okay.
I got kind of unlucky though. No,
Instagram. You got cooked.
I want to talk about this for a second though. I kind of got very unlucky. The Haas thing, okay, sure. That was just a stupid prediction. I was just trying to. I didn't know what to say. I was running out of ideas. I just threw something out there. All right, whatever. Fuck it. The Mercedes thing, I got fucked on, because they actually were decently quick. Russell made up a lot of places, but he got a little unlucky with the qualifying and whatever, though. Lewis DNF'd. How was I supposed to see that coming? Okay, I'm just saying they did not look bad. That prediction was not shit. Russell finished. I'm gonna fact check this really quick, but Russell finished in P6.
For the people that aren't aware right now why he's very very sad about this, he was called a Drive to Survive fan, and he was literally like, the comments, we had like, I don't know, 4, 5, 6 comments on the video being like 0 out of 0, 0 out of 3. This dude has got no clue. Damn, Drive to Survive ass opinion. And
What pisses me off about the Drive to Survive part is that, and it's fine, whatever, it's just the fact that nothing I said was like drama related. They were just things that I thought could happen during the race. Like I wasn't sitting there saying that like, oh, George Russell was going to get into a fight with Lewis Hamilton after the race or something. I was just predicting simply that George Russell or somebody in the Mercedes team was going to finish P4. He finished P6. It's not like they had an awful weekend or anything was uneducated. I was just it's a prediction. I don't know what's going to happen. My final one was that Yuki Tsunoda would finish above Liam Lawson. Yes, did not happen. But again, the majority of people would have said the same thing. I'm not like insane for saying that. So I'm going to defend those opinions. I'm going to own my shit and say I did go over 3 and I was wrong. I'm sorry, Liam Lawson. I'm sorry maybe for cursing you, honestly, Yuki Tsunoda and Mercedes. And, I mean, Haas seemed to do well. Everything I said didn't happen, so maybe I just need to start cursing people. I don't fucking know. Anyways, bullshit. I'm over 3.
Oof. Oh my god. And this is going to feel so nice because in Singapore, I was 0 for 3. So I'm just going to take this very slow.
Okay.
And I'm going to absolutely enjoy how much luck I've had with these predictions, okay? Because it is luck. We obviously have no clue. We don't know how they're going to perform. We're guessing. We're literally guessing.
Exactly.
So cut some slack here, please, yeah? At the same time, with the Paris one, I wasn't really guessing. I feel like we both knew that across this whole weekend, which actually I'm pretty certain not once happened, that Sergio Perez got into P5. I'm pretty certain that not even in Q3 standings, SQ3 and Q3, Perez was P5. Matter of fact, I know that in the race, Perez never saw P5. And I'm even going to say this didn't even happen as others were pitting. He pitted P6. And that feels pretty good. Because my man never got to see P5. And that means that's a point for me. So 1 out of 3, you already know. Let's make it 2. Second one was, I said, Liam Lawson was going to outperform Yuki Tsunoda. Now you have to say if that one counts. Because I did say he would also out-qualify Tsunoda. But I wasn't aware that he would be getting penalties, which led to him not running in Q2.
I'll give you the point.
See, you give me the point? Oh, man.
Yeah. Merry Christmas.
You're a legend.
In October.
Merry Christmas in October.
Hey, they're setting up the Christmas
All right,
stuff.
Last one is Verstappen with DNF. We obviously know that didn't happen. It was more like a funny guess.
Now, that was the Drive to Survive guess, by the way.
That was the Drive to Survive guess, for sure. 100%. I'm surprised I didn't get cooked for that.
I don't know what happened. Well, I think your post had a sense of self-awareness. I also say in the caption, you were like, our predictions were terrible or whatever. But then mine was just said, here's part 2.
You saying I biased it by making the captions wrong for your post? I don't even know what I captured the post.
I paid attention. No, you did.
By the way, fire no profile picture.
It literally said, it literally said something along the lines of,
these didn't age too well.
Mine didn't say that.
These didn't age too well, and then here's the second part. First of all, both of these amazing 2K views, both of them.
Talk about
whatever
analytics.
Happened there.
On the podcast, breaking the fourth wall.
Bro got all wrong. Bro was onto the.
All right, I fucked up. All right, shitty predictions, shitty week, but it's okay. We're back next week.
11 people saved my opinions, and 188 liked my opinion.
All right, pal.
Maybe you should have some business to attend to with yourself
Whoa.
here.
Whoa.
I'm joking.
All right. Actually, there's something I wanted to ask you about the Sergio Perez topic. I'm gonna read you a quote.
Send it.
It says, wait, give me 2 seconds. All right. It says, I am sure that in due course, Checo will have the weapons and tools to fight for the world championship. I am very excited, and I can say that Checo will be world champion.
In what? Due course?
In due course.
What is that?
How do I explain that? It's like in due time. Sergio Perez's dad said that.
So he's basically saying... Sergio Perez's dad is saying that with some time, Perez is going to be able to perform and win a championship. All right. Okay. I'm going to cut this guy some slack here because I'm a very, very known Perez critic. People that watch the podcast, that listen to it, or even only looked at the shorts know that Perez is not a fine topic with me.
Really quickly,
Perez has a lot of talent. He's a very quick driver, and we've seen this in Racing Point. I will never forget the Racing Point in Bahrain, where Perez
that was crazy.
Crashed on like the second lap or first lap, and he got a perfect strategy, and he finished
No, that
P1.
was insane.
I will never forget that. I'm saying at Red Bull, he's not going to be winning a world championship.
I agree.
Red Bull is a team where the car starts as very difficult to drive. The Red Bull has a lot of potential, but it has also a lot of difficulties that come with it. A successful Red Bull driver is someone who's able to work around these difficulties and absolutely send the car over the whole track. Now, this is where Perez doesn't quite reach the bar because he's being compared to Max Verstappen. And Max Verstappen is arguably one of the biggest talents in this generation, if not even the best talent in this generation right now. What this guy does with the car, it's insane. And at what consistency he does it, absolutely incredible. Like, literally out of this world. And this is something where Perez just very much drops off. He's never really close. We've seen him being 5/10 behind in a race. Also in qualifying. It's just a different world. And if Perez decides to stay at Red Bull, he's not going to be winning a world championship. If I were to be Perez right now, I would even try to see if there's any contract on my table that could get to any other team, even for less paying. Because right now, his career is literally on the table. Like,
I think if
this
he
might
loses
be his
his
last
seat at Red
season.
Bull, then he will retire. I think he's too old. I mostly only said what I said because I thought it was funny to just taunt you a bit.
Spice me up a little
It
bit.
gets you a little heated, but you actually kind of respectfully responded.
Jesus Christ.
And you know what?
I'm a respectful guy. I don't know.
Except when it comes to Lance Stroll. Anyways,
Facts! Or Esteban Ocon.
Esteban Ocon, whoa. Like, merge his name into one word. All right. Well, thank you all for listening and tuning in to this episode of the Pitlane Pals podcast. We will be back with a Mexico Grand Preview. Actually, just realized that's this weekend. Maybe
I was about to say, that would be
might have to do that
tomorrow.
tomorrow. Back to back
Episodes.
episodes. Yeah, we might have to make that work. Okay, I just had a realization. Anywho, I could have turned this into 2-in-1, but I did not realize that was a thing. Anyways, thank you all for listening. Check us out on YouTube, Spotify, Instagram, all the places. And thank you all for listening. Have a great rest of your day. Goodbye.